What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. Today, we have got a preview for what is probably, in terms of like the long term of Villa and this season especially, the biggest game I can think of. The biggest game I can think of since, I suppose there was the PSG game. Maybe the Man U game was probably like, as big because it was all running on that one game, literally.
It's a massive game.
Game, right?
It's the biggest game since the last game, mate. They're all massive games now, aren't they?
Biggest game since the last game until the next game, which is then bigger than the last game, and then the last game is bigger than the next game. But, and so on. That's all games.
Mate, I think I'm finally ready to talk about a different team other than Wolverhampton Wanderers because it's taken me the best part of 4 days to get over the fuming anger and rage that's been inside me from the performance. So,
well, there was the performance at Wolves. Then before that, it was Leeds. So then we've got Leeds fans to deal with. It's just been like.
I told you not to mention that, mate. You know what they're like. They'll be all over it.
Miserable.
You're going to be crap now, right?
Mate, you're going to post this. You're going to post this in that chat. You Leeds fans, fuck off. Seriously. Post it in the chat. I'm not in the chat, so I don't care. Fuck off. Right. Anyway, so
mate, I've got to go to that party.
Yeah, you can do that party. Just for a bit of context, basically, there's like a chat with all the other Finalysis people, and the Leeds fans just get very, very, very
emotional.
They pipe up a little bit too much, and so I couldn't be asked with the chat, so I left because it was just like doing my head in. So Gary very kindly has decided to stay in there, so at least we can get our opposition previews, so we can get opposition fans on. Like we will have Craig in a sec, the infamous Craig from Sky, from
Sky Sports,
when he fell over. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be brilliant. But Gary, how are you doing anyway, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Like I say, I think the dust has settled after Friday's just worst performance of the season for me. I've had a few conversations with various people online. I was speaking to Corey who works with Ben from BM Talks Ball last night on TikTok Live, and we had probably about an hour discussion about like where it's gone wrong and what we need to do and all that kind of stuff. And just that there's still hope. I think that's the key. I think we've got to start keep believing. I do feel that this game is one where Unai has to make some changes to kind of galvanise us. And we've got a perfect kind of antidote. We've got literally 3 old Chelsea players in our squad that could be there to prove a point. Sancho, Barkley and Tammy, right? 4. Who's the 4th?
Maatson.
Yeah, okay. Maybe a push. We'll get Craig in how many games he played. I'm not sure that, because I didn't even really remember that. But those 3 in particular are featured heavily for Chelsea, and I'm hoping that they can have a bit of a point to prove. If we can go into this game with a little bit of hunger at home, I know we've not been great, but just if the fans can get behind the team, then I'll take a point right now. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel. Just don't lose the game, because it's crucial that we get points on the board, but win it, and that's a 9-point gap then between us and Chelsea, and it puts us in pole position to finish in those Champions League spots. And I know lots of people online yesterday were going, "Oh yeah, but we'll have to qualify." At this point, mate, as we said, I think finishing 5th and hopefully trying to win the Europa League would be an amazing season. And even if we don't win the Europa League, if we can finish 5th, it's been an amazing season. So it's all this but to maybes. But these next 4 games, as we spoke about on our weekly thought show yesterday, are going to be the marker as to if that's going to happen or not.
Yeah, correct. And as always, guys, if you are new here, please do subscribe, hit that like button. If you've got any hypes, hit that old hype. It's like a little star thing. I don't really know what it does, but it does some kind of hyping. Yep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's a bit of that. So anyway, let's get Craig in. Let me do some technical magic here.
Drum roll. Is he going to fall up? Yeah, he is. The man, the myth, the legend, our very own Sky Sports presenter. Did you get those headphones from Sky Sports? Are they kind of...
Once you on it a certain amount of times, you get the special headphones, you see.
That's what we're aspiring for, mate. We want them. We want the earmuffs.
You might have to share yours.
Yeah,
There's some
I'll put one
proper
each.
cans. They are some proper cans. They are. They're proper like really outward. They're very flary, is what I would describe them as.
Yeah, I stopped using them at one point, but I actually find them quite flattering. They hide my ears, so yeah, that's
But
why
mate,
I use them.
I think you look awesome, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly jealous of how it makes your hair look like it's just like you've got this lovely like cliff and I'm like,
neutron vibe going on.
It
Yeah.
takes me back to a day pre-marriage and kids when I had hair. And used to be able to style it. So fair play, mate. You're rocking it out. You're looking good. I love that tracksuit top, by the way, as well. That's
Yeah,
fucking retro Adidas. Like, that's
Thanks very much. Well, I know that you're looking for one yourself. So I thought I'd just plug that as well. You know, get the TikTok followers up for you. Try and get your jacket.
mate. I've got the jacket. My wife's just keeping it prisoner. She's like,
It's an IOU on followers.
she's just being mean. She's like, okay, you can buy it, but the deal was you're not having it until you get to 10k followers. So she basically, I bought it on Friday. I tried it on, obviously, so to make sure it would fit me. Brought it home. Queued up from 5:15 a.m. at Villa Park, by the way, like a dickhead. Right?
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to. Right? Didn't need to. The way the club promoted it was going to be their best-selling range ever. Right? There's people online going, "I'm getting there from midnight to make," because the first 100 people got free embroidery like on the back with, and I thought, okay, we'll go for that. What time should I get there? Like, we looked online, people were going, "Oh, we're getting there from midnight." I thought, I'm not doing that, but I'll get up early, get there for about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and see what happens. So rock up at Villa Park at like 5:30, and fucking nobody's there. The gates aren't even open. It's like just fucking bars. Nobody got there till about 9 a.m.
Just stood there doing a TikTok live at an empty car park, just like.
And there was me thinking I'd be able to interview people in the queue and kind of like, and I'm just kind of, it's just me. I'm a sad, pathetic loser at Villa Park at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm getting this jacket. And then I got it back and I hung it up here. And I was doing a TikTok live on Friday night, and the wife just came in, fucking nicked it, and it's gone since. I haven't got it. Right, so
on the watch along, weren't it?
Yeah, the worst thing was, right, on Saturday morning, I nip out to go and get some milk, and I come back, and I'm making a cup of tea downstairs for the wife, and she goes, "Come upstairs." And I was like, yes. It's Saturday morning, baby. Right? And she sat on the bed all seductively in the tracksuit bottoms that match the top. And she went, "This is just an extra incentive. You can have these when you get to 10k." So I've got the full tracksuit, right? It's beautiful. Everyone's going, look at it. And there's all these images online. I can't touch it until I get to, well, we went out. I said, look, let's go out on a date Saturday night. So I took her out on Saturday night and we had this lovely meal, right, a really great time. And I said, come on, look, 10k, I'm fucking, I don't know, 1,600 people away. I said, that's a fucking big slug, man. We could be into fucking middle of next season by the time I get to 10k. Like, there'll be other stuff I want. Like, I need, like, there'll be new kits out and stuff. So I said to her, can we, like, have a bit of a deal? Like, either 10k or when Villa win a match, for instance, because we've been in such good form, right? And whichever comes first. And then at this rate, it could be the fucking 10k that comes first. I don't know.
Be the 10k at the very good.
So that's the deal now. It's here. It looks beautiful. I just want to wear it, but I'm not allowed to. It's all about that Tray4 logo, mate. I'm obsessed with it. It reminds me of the 80s. Yeah. Like I was a kid that grew up in a tracksuit very similar to that. I had a blue and white one, and it was. I lived in it, and I used to break dancing it. And I say break dance, like just throw myself on the floor like an ADHD, like fucking epileptic kind of kid that I was. It's a good job. There were no camera phones back in the 80s because I swear to God, there'd be footage of me out there that I would never be able to recover from. It'd be game over. Yeah, that's the tracksuit story.
That's a long story, mate. That was a good 5 minutes or so there. If you are still here, if you've watched that, you've got to subscribe because if you've got through that, that's ridiculous. Right. Craig, how are you doing, mate? How are things feeling at Chelsea at the minute?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, not so good at Chelsea at the moment. Yeah, things are a bit like yourself. The form has kind of dipped. Obviously, we got a new manager since last time we spoke. And yeah, I think there's a bit of division around him as well for obvious reasons. Yeah, the atmosphere is very strange at the moment, and I think there is a lot of fear, probably like yourselves, that we're going to miss out on that top 5 in Champions League football.
I mean, this game this game in the mix of the Champions League kind of scenario, the top 5. I mean, I don't know about you, but we think this is the one. This is the game, right? Like if we do somehow manage to pull something out the bag and win this game, I think top 5 is ours. I think if we draw, we're keeping you at arm's length. I think it's because it's 6 points, right? So, and you've got a very tough run coming up as well. And
yeah, looking at your fixtures,
if we lose, mate, oh god, yeah.
It's must win, isn't it? It's must win all round. I think
it's stick or twist.
Well, because I do feel I'd be interested to see if you feel the same, but I kind of feel like United and Liverpool are probably going to be 3rd and 4th in some order, and I do feel like it's going to be one of us who's going to drop out.
Yeah,
I say
mate, it fucking pains me because the Man United fans, right? Obviously, we were 11 points ahead. Like, it's the 90s trauma that comes back and goes, fuck off. Just fuck off with the way you ruin football, you pricks, right?
It's the way they win. You know what's more frustrating about it, right? Is that it's the way they win games as well. It's like the absolute last gasp kick of the ball, and they've done it like 3 times in their last like 6 games. They get red cards where there shouldn't be red cards and penalties. And it's just like, come on, man, give it, like, just take any of that bit of luck away from them. Like, God, it drives me insane.
That's the only thing that's the only thing, sort of a little bit of hope that I have, is that there's still an element of new manager bounce. And like you say, that they've used up all of their luck, and that they just can't maintain it. But it's like you say, with every game that goes on, they're just ticking it up, aren't they? And you're getting the points on the board. That's the worry about it.
Yeah, it is. I'd give anything to just see them drop off and us to get the final Champions League spots, mate. That's what I want. You know,
there's 4 things I want to see happen. Right, I want Man U to drop out, Liverpool to drop out, Spurs to go down, and Leeds to go down. I don't want that. It's not happening, by the way. It's not happening.
I wonder what the odds are on that for a bet, mate. I think you could be quids in.
Mate, I'd be a millionaire for that.
Retirement fund, mate, right there with those kind of predictions.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, Craig, are you managing to make your way to the game at all on tomorrow?
I am.
Oh, you are? You're going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, which is I don't know why. I need my head tested really, because I was at the Arsenal game and I knew what was going to happen, and yet I still went, and that was painful. So yeah, it could be a long night.
I think it's interesting. I think I wonder if, like, basically this is one of the first games in a while where, like, both sides fans are kind of going to it, going, "Oh God, why am I going to this game?" Like, I'm sitting, because I've got a decent travel. Like, it's about 2 hours drive or something to get there, and then it's like 2 hours back, so I won't be home until like 1 a.m. or something. But I just don't. At the moment, I mean, based on the last 3 times I've seen Villa at home, I don't see us getting very much from this game, Gary.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I missed the days when we were a fortress and we'd won every game at home, and I'd fancied that we'd beat anybody, and that, you know, it seems like an eternity ago, that does. And I think I worry after the performance on Friday against Wolves that the chatter around our dressing room was from Unai and Morgan Rogers basically saying, like, "Oh, we've had a great season," like talking as if it's over with 10 games to go. Do you know what I mean? You go, mate, we're playing for a Champions League spot, and I think it's just in the back of my mind what it actually means if we don't get Champions League football for the club. Like, we are fucked financially if we don't get it. Really, it's kind of not fucked financially, but it means that players would have to be sold, and you know, it's. We've got to move on, boys. I'm gonna have to jump off because they'll knock at my door. I'm sorry. Like, just you crack on. Hopefully we win. If I can come back, hopefully that's just the postman. But if it's the fucking wheelchair services, I'm gone. All right, okay. Merry Christmas. Have a good one.
Right. Well, it's me and you then, Craig. What I was actually going to do, I was just looking at your results actually, and I feel so like you've had a bit. You're saying you have a bit downturn in form. It's not that bad though, right? Like, I mean, you've had the last couple of games. You obviously had the red card against Burnley, which didn't help. That was obviously the last minute winner. You had the red card. What is with you guys at red cards? Red card against
yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, we like to be. You'd like to be playing 10 men if that's any consolation. I don't know if that's that's good or bad for you. But
we hate playing 10 men. We cannot
right,
beat 10 men. So if anything, you're probably best off trying to get that red card early.
brilliant.
Yeah, like your results aren't that bad. Like you've had a all right run. Not like us. We've had, I think it's 2 wins in our last 8 Premier League games now. So that's a real downturn in form. Whereas you guys you've had like your last 2 results, but other than that, I think it's been all right.
Yeah, it's true. I think when I was last on around Christmas time, that was when we really sort of hit a bad patch. I think we'd won 1 in 9 Premier League games. That was just one at home to Everton. And obviously, throwing away leads like we did to yourself in that game. And obviously that that ended with Maresca going, which I think was partly down to the form, but partly down to basically just I just think him and the club, the relationship broke down. But yeah, Rosenior came in, and actually there was a bit of an upturn in results in the league. We started winning games, and up until the Arsenal game, he hadn't actually lost the league game. But I think the manner in which we drew to Leeds and Burnley is part of the problem, because we were obviously ahead in both of those games, and threw it away essentially. So to do that, and again with this red card issue, which again predates Rosenior, goes back to Maresca. It's it's just kind of creates this. It's just not a it's not a happy ship at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting because you are so close with that, like to that kind of like top 5 pack. So you like Champions League is definitely very much a possibility. And obviously you're coming off the high of you won the Conference League, whatever it was last season, didn't you? So you're kind of got a high-ish from that. You won something,
and and the Club World Cup, of course. Which
of course, the World Cup.
Everyone forgets. But
I was forget about the club. I think
I've got to get that in. Champions of the World. That's for 4 years, no matter what happens now. So yeah,
unless you're a Chelsea fan, I'm not sure anyone in England cares. If
I know.
So I'm intrigued about the whole Chelsea feeling at the minute, and I think that. I mean, yeah, you're not in the position where like we are with the whole like financial. Well, you do have financial restrictions, but it's not quite the same with the size of the club and the London-based club and the money you had previously and stuff. But how is the feeling around Rosenior then? Since he's come in, obviously, like you said, he was technically unbeaten until that Arsenal game. But how was the feeling? He seems like a very measured. He's very articulate. He's very good at speaking to the media and stuff, but. How's it feeling amongst the fans and things on the pitch?
A bit mixed, I think. I think there's some people who are kind of buying into the whole sort of narrative of, there's been memes, isn't there, since day one of him being, the wheel from in between us and all of that, isn't there, and stuff like that, and a bit David Brentish and this kind of thing. I think that
David Brent's the one.
Exactly, yeah. The manage, wasn't it? He managed, whatever it was, managing men. So yeah, it's unfortunately for him, I think that's counted against him. I mean, like you, I actually find him quite impressive, really, in a lot of ways. I think that's the sort of manager that I like. I think, especially because Maresca was so. I mean, he could be spiky, but again, I don't know. There was something about him I never really took to him. I don't know. There just seemed to be a little bit of an air of arrogance around him, which again is not a bad thing, but maybe unearned. Whereas with Rosenior, at least to me anyway, I feel it comes across as more as just a bit of a confidence, self-confidence, which is what you want in your manager. You don't want the manager coming out and obviously talking down all the time. But again, I think it just depends, isn't it? Some people feel like, he hasn't achieved anything. He's coming into the club. He's lucky to get it, which, is probably all true. But, unfortunately, that's the way we are as a club nowadays. We don't go and get Carlo Ancelotti and Mourinho at their peak, people like that anymore. we get the Graham Potters of this world and the Rossini. So in that kind of bracket of what he is, upcoming young manager, he's probably, one of the ones who is most impressive. So yeah, I like a lot about him, but I think, if, for example, if the result goes badly on Wednesday, then I think there's going to be a lot of fans complaining about him again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Gary's here. I'll let him in a sec. He's itching. I can feel it. Feel it. Like, yeah, he's desperate to get in, but I'm going to hold him off for a second. Yeah, I think it's interesting. There's always the thing about like getting the manager in that's already achieved. He's got experience doing X and all these kind of things, but it's not always the way to go, right? Like, as in you could potentially miss out on that manager who becomes that elite or becomes that really like high level. Like, you think about what Bayern have done. They got Company in, and he's ripping it with them.
Yeah.
So it's very much a case of it doesn't always have to be that experience. And as much as he hasn't won anything, like Arteta, he was when he took over at Arsenal, pretty much unproven in any way. Like, he was second fiddle to Pep at City, wasn't he? So he learned from that, learned his tools there. And he's been there, what is it, 6 years or something like that now? And yes, haven't won anything, granted. But the job he's done there has been brilliant, to be fair. Like, and he's built it up over time, and now he's regarded as one of those elite, like, top world-class managers. Right, let's bring him in because he's going to be chomping at the bit to get it.
Right, I've got 20 minutes, boys. So the engineer's here. He's just stripping my daughter's wheelchair. He said, "I don't need her at the moment." So I've got
perfect, right, mate. So let's get onto the hat trick quiz then. That's your time to shine, mate.
Time to shine. Let's do it. Let's do it indeed. Let's get these questions up. Here we go. Right then, Craig, I'm back just for this. Look, this is you've done this before. I think it's fairly simple, bit of fun, nothing too taxing on the brain.
Did you get last time, Craig? Did you get 2? Did you get 3?
I think I only got 1. I can't. I didn't do very well.
You set that bar low. Go on then.
So it's a time to redeem yourself, and I basically I've compiled this quiz with the help of Copilot and the Premier League. So if they want to sponsor us at any point,
by the way, you can use
if you want to Premier League, I've seen it all over TikTok, and I've seen some guys like talking about it. So let that be me. I'll do that for you. Yeah. Come on. So anyway, yeah. As it works, mate, we've got the tap-in, which is the easy question. We've got the curler from the edge of the box, which is a medium question. Then we've got the thunder bastard from the outside the area, which is your 30-yard screamer. And then a bonus question, either for bragging rights or to give you a second opportunity to get that hat-trick if you were to get a brace too. So we'll start nice and easy, mate.
No pressure, Craig.
No pressure. Are you ready, Craig? Are you ready?
No pressure, but if you don't get at least 2 of these, I'm going to question you, mate, because you should definitely. I mean, the first one, I went to Gary. I was like, "Really?"
Look, we've got to.
You set me up now. You set me up,
mate. This is probably the easiest question, right, in the world, right? So I promise you, nice and easy. So it's as simple as this, mate. Let's get going. Which ground do Aston Villa play at when Chelsea travel here? To where do they play?
It's a tough one, but I'm going to go Villa Park.
See, mate, mate, the knowledge, boom, right? It's like mastermind. This is. It's like mastermind. Well done, right? So that's one. He scored, right? That's the tapping. It's nice and simple. Even Ollie Watkins can score this one. It's just a little tapping, right?
I actually think he get it wrong. He called it like the Villa Stadium or something. West
Midlands Village. That's what he called it, right?
Like the old Pro Evo, yeah.
Like the old. Oh, those were the days. Easier times. Okay, so onto the curler from the edge of the box, then, mate. In which season did Chelsea record their biggest Premier League win over Aston Villa at Villa Park? Oh no, sorry, not at Villa Park. In the Premier League, right? What season was it, and what was the score?
So that was actually on my birthday, so I know this one. It was my. Hang on, let me think. So it would have been 2012, 2013, was it? Yeah, it was my.
Yeah.
It was my 30th birthday, and it was 8-0.
It was 8-0. That was December, I believe, and I was on my work Christmas do, mate. And we went to watch the game at the Walkabout, and I just walked out. Everyone was like, "Don't let us, mate. Fuck it, I
You
can't."
don't walk about.
I just literally went home. So every time that game finished, it was kind of early evening kickoff. I think it was 5:30 kickoff. By 8 o'clock, I was on the bus on the way home, and like everyone's going, "Come back!" I said, "I can't. I'm gonna end up like I can't talk to anyone. They've ruined it. Fucking Villa have ruined my Christmas. Have a great night, everyone." Everyone was just going, "You're such a loser." I was like, "Yes, I am, but look, I'm just going to be miserable company. I can't get over it. I'm just going to go home and cry underneath my duvet because it's not just we lost. I was with a couple of Chelsea fans as well, right? And obviously with beers flowing, I was just like, I can't. I'm going to lose my shit, and I just need to go home and decompress." It was horrible.
Like
horrible.
Pete, my brother, I don't know why he did this. He said he was going to do this before again because he went to a pub to watch the Wolves game with a Wolves fan, and I was like, mate, you're just setting yourself up for pain. And like, why have you done that? Like, I would never do. Imagine going to like a pub with a Blues fan, or you go into a pub with like a Spurs or a West Ham or
Fulham,
Fulham fan or wherever. It's just like, I mean, Fulham, you probably, it'd be fine. But like,
I'd have to find one first, wouldn't I?
Yeah,
too shy.
Very good.
I hope I don't end up getting pelters like you did for the Leeds fans for that now. They're probably a bit less aggressive to Fulham, like, let's be honest.
Mate, if it does, it'll be very well worded, and
written in fountain pen.
Mate, written in fountain pen. Basically, it's a good job we've got AI now. We don't have to flick through thesauruses to work out what words mean. Anyway, so that's 2 out of 2, mate. So this is the hat trick one. This is the hard question. Let's see if you get it's a two-part answer again, mate. But so basically, list the Premier League seasons in which Chelsea scored 7 or more goals against Aston Villa, and you've already done this, and give the scoreline. So you've already got one anyway. So we know that one. So actually, it's a one-part question. If I can read properly, we'll talk about thesauruses. So yeah, that 8-0 victory, but there was another one, 7 or more. Can you tell me what the score was and what year season that was in?
So I think it was 2009, 2010 season, the double season. And
Yes.
I know we scored 7, but I can't remember whether you scored or not.
Oh,
I feel like you did. Was it 7-0 or was it 7-1? I'm going to kick myself either way, aren't I? 7-1, go on.
Oh, mate, you smashed it. Well done. It was 7-1.
Wow.
He has redeemed it. He has redeemed it, mate. Yes, that's good knowledge, mate. That was the exact answer. 27th of March 2010, you hammered us 7-1. Again, great times, mate. Those few years for the Villa. Martin O'Neill left. We went from finishing 6th to relegation fodder in the net by 2015, and that's been a hard time. And it always seems to be that you took full advantage of that, Chelsea boys. Like those visits to Stamford Bridge were painful, man. Like I think I've got PTSD from them all. Like, I can remember the 8 goals, like I say, because I was out on that one, and that 7-1 for me was. I don't know. That was the like I say, the season after O'Neill left. It was kind of the wheels were starting to come off. Like Randy Leonard had just been told he was getting a divorce, and basically his wife was taking half of everything. And all Villa fans were going, "Why didn't you have a prenup? Why didn't you have a prenup? It's ruining our club. Like she's taking everything, and now you've got to sell it." And yeah, it was dark times. But yeah, well done, mate. Anyway, so just bragging rights. Bonus question, a nice and simple one. Because I've just got to try and redeem it as you highlighting those 2 victories. Obviously, like I said, brings back the PTSD. So, for the bonus question, a nice simple one again. Who won the most recent Premier League meeting between the clubs, and what was the score?
So that was. Do you know what? Actually, well, I know you won because we were 1-0 up, and then you went and Watkins came on and scored, didn't he? But I'm trying to think. Did you get a third goal in the end? Was it 3-1 or 2-1? I think I remember leaving, or I was in the concourse at 2-1, and I was just hoping to get. Did I see another goal go in? Or was it 2-1? I tried to. It's like you. I block out the defeats. You know.
Fuck out the trauma.
Yeah. Do you know what? Was it 3-1? It was, wasn't it?
No, it was 2-1.
No, it wasn't 2-1. Was it 2-1? Oh well.
Mate, it was.
I don't mind getting that one wrong. That's fine.
No, and the reason why we put that in is basically that was the last time Ollie Watkins probably had a decent game for us, and he came on with 30 minutes to go. We were 1-0 down, and he was unplayable. Like he just came on like a mad thing possessed. Scored a brilliant header, and then a very, I think it was like a deflected own goal in a minute. He hit it against the keeper, it hit him on the knee, and then went in like, didn't know anything about it, but absolute euphoria. And it was one of the most memorable victories at Stamford Bridge that I've seen, just in terms of what it meant around that time. Kind of, we'd beat Arsenal leading up to it. We had Arsenal 3 days later after that, and it put us in hope. And then basically we went to the fucking Emirates and got battered 4-1, and the rest has been shit since, if I'm honest. Like January and February have been ones to forget. But yeah, mate, you smashed it. You got your hat trick. That's 3-3. The bonus question doesn't really matter. So you've redeemed it, mate. Well done. We'll call you Craig the Redeemer now. I'll get a little statue where you can just stand like this with your arms open, looking down on everyone. But no, not really, because that puts us on a pedestal, and we don't want to upset the Leeds fans. I'm sorry. You guys are great. Like, just it's all good. I love you all. Big love. Yeah, well done, Craig, mate. We'll move on. So, so I guess we're on to teams now. Have we done teams yet, or did I miss that? I don't know how far you got.
Oh yes, thank you for that. Yes, I didn't realise you had it. I was like, what's going on? Yes, brilliant. Well done, Craig. I think only one other person has got all 4, so I think you're unlucky to just narrowly miss that. But yeah, some great knowledge there. Right, other than Villa Park, that's such a bizarre question. Like, honestly, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. Right, here we go. So, predicted lineups. Craig, so if you could just take us through what you've got here, and also just like, you don't need to go through every player, but give us the main kind of surprise changes or anything that we need to look out for. Obviously, certain players won't be there because they're naughty. But yes, tell us.
Yeah, so you can see I've gone a little bit funky. I've followed Rosinha here. I've gone a bit funky with some of the players out of position. You'll just notice. So, for example, Reece James is a little further forward there.
Yeah, because he's little tweaked.
Little Palmer's just inside, and Enzo's not quite a 10. So yeah, I think this is probably our strongest side at the moment. Cucurella, I think, won't be fit. So Hector did okay, came in at left back. Fafana's back from suspension, so I expect him to come in, because Sarr, again, very raw. Played I think it was his first Premier League start at Arsenal, and he did okay, but I think Fafana's first choice there. I think the rest picks itself at the moment, with obviously Neto suspended. So I expect Garnacho will come in and play on the left there. And that means with sort of a bit of a lack of wingers at the moment, with Gittins and Esteval injured as well, that Palmer will probably come in from that right-hand side. That just means Enzo then comes in a little bit more central, further up the pitch behind Pedro, who's been in really good form for us at the moment.
Yeah, I think, mate, it's a good team. It's a good team in it. I mean, I was gonna put the thumbnail. I was telling Gary, I was gonna put like, it's cold in here, because you're gonna have the Palmer, Rodgers, push off. See how that goes. So it'll be interesting to see them two kind of like firing off against each other. Reece James, he's been brilliant. Like, I mean, is it a year? It's about a year now or something since he's been injured, isn't he? He's just staying fit, and he's just making a difference.
Yeah, he's a fabulous footballer, man.
They're managing his minutes a little bit, so there is a possibility maybe Gusto might come in for him, or even on the left hand side instead. But yeah, I mean, if we're picking our strongest side, like you say, James is one of, if not the first name on the team sheet. He's a class act, and I think we're seeing that now that he has stayed fit, and he can do everything. He obviously set pieces the other day, caused Arsenal a lot of problems, but he can move into that midfield. We still have the inverted midfielders on occasion, so he can come in and do that. And he's a threat all over the place, and he's such a good defender with it as well. Unlike some sort of attacking wing backs in recent years, they're great going forward, but they're no good at the back. But he's got that to his game as well, and obviously, he's the complete player, really.
Yeah, I think it's.
I agree. I do. I agree. I think he's a fabulous footballer, and it's good to see him fit. And hopefully, he'll go to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's something like a third of our goals have been conceded from set pieces this season. So it doesn't like that doesn't fill me with joy. The fact that Reece James, I know he can ping one in from the edge of the box. Quickly, also on Chalobah, what are Chelsea's feelings about Chalobah? I've read a couple of things about Villa potentially being interested in him in the summer, and I've heard kind of mixed things from different people.
Well, at the moment, obviously Colwill would be, our first choice centre back. He's out probably for the season. I think there's a chance he might be ready to come back for the run in, but very unlikely. So yeah, Chalobah's kind of stepped in, and yeah, I think I'll give him credit because where he was from, obviously he went on loan to Palace and he was ostracised really, and it was kind of like he was like the odd one out. And obviously, these owners do love selling a homegrown academy player for pure profit, isn't it? That they say. So yeah, from going from that to now really being the main man at centre back, I think that's credit to him. Yeah, again, we're talking about a club that had Carvalho, Terry, Desai play, top quality, world class centre back. So, with respect to Trev, he's not that, but if that's the benchmark you're going for, but I think in the current climate, he's a steady centre back for us, done well, been our best player at the back, most consistent player, and yeah, obviously it's always nice, isn't it, to see a homegrown player in the team as well.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I think we could do with a little bit of depth in that centre back position. Obviously, we've got Lindelof sitting in there, like as a backup currently. We've got Torres and Konsa, and we've got Mings, and then we can play like Bogard there, but we don't really want to. So I do think there is space in our squad for another centre back to come through, and potentially Chalobah could be from the sounds of it, maybe one that we're looking at. Right, Gary, then.
Yeah, this is for me. This game's gonna be won or lost in midfield, mate. Our back four, that back four there is our strongest.
How many times we said that this season? Jesus.
Well, it's all the time, mate. But for us, this is what we're trying to adapt to. We've obviously, I don't want to beat on too much about it because I sound like a broken record. But obviously, we lost Kamara, McGinn, and Tielemans all in the space of 2 weeks in January, and it's killed us. There's no coincidence that our form has fallen off a cliff since we lost those three players. What we've brought back in January hasn't worked, in my opinion, with Douglas Luiz and Leon Bailey in particular. They've just not at the level from what I've seen of them. And if we look at the games that we've either drew or lost, it's been in that midfield that we've got overrun. Like against Bournemouth away, when we drew 1-1. We were on top in the first half, then second half we just tied, and it was only the second time that Douglas Luiz and Onana had played together. But there's no understanding between them at the moment. They're playing as like two number sixes, and whereas one of them's used to driving forward, and I don't think they know which one is responsible for that, and therefore they're getting caught in no man's land, and then we don't play forward passes quick enough between the two of them, which means we lose the ball, and people then hit us on the counter attack, or they press us high and win it, and we kind of end up conceding chances. It's concerning really because, like I say, going back to Friday night for that Wolves game, if we turn up and don't have any of the desire to try and win this football match, Craig, I think you could have a field day at Villa Park. I think it could be 4-5. That attacking lineup of Chelsea scares the crap out of me. Whether it was Garnacho or Neto playing the pace that you've got can cause us damage for sure. And I just, I think the saving grace is that you guys haven't been great defensively either. I watched the Leeds and the Burnley game, and you were more or less in total control of the game, but just, lapse of concentration, switching off, kind of goals that you shouldn't really concede. You talked about the quality of the centre backs, like when you go from the likes of Terry and Silva and Carvalho to watching someone like Chalobah. There is no comparison. It is what it is, right? There's bound to be a mistake, and we're the same, really. Like I think that's our best back four. Pau Torres is good when the play is in front of him, and he's one of the best defenders I've seen when he hasn't got to turn towards his own goal. Since we've lost our midfield, that happens more and more, and he's got no pace. So with the pace of Palmer and Garnacho, if you target him and get him either turning with balls over the top or running at him, Like you just go past him like he's not there, which is why we need Maatsen to cover for pace. Hopefully, being an ex-Chelsea player, he's got a point to prove and be up for it. And then it's what he chooses in midfield. I'm intrigued really because he's started Douglas Luiz really since he's come back. I think he's been struggling, so would love to see Bogard because Bogard was playing as that cover for that position when either one of those three got injured or were not in the team. And I think he's good enough and a little bit sharper than Douglas Luiz. I think he's just offers a bit more for me, it's about that forward passing, right? It's crucial. Like I did a comparison between Tielemans and Douglas Luiz when they come back. And there's basically, they're very similar in all their attributes, apart from that forward passing and where Tielemans is like a extra 15%. So, and then James and I have picked this apart on previous pods when Tielemans has been out of the team to when he's in the team, and how better we are at getting through the lines when he's in the team. And so the front four, I mean, this is what I would go because it hasn't worked with Bailey and Buendia, who have been the two that seem to be of favour with Emery. But Sancho's been excellent for me. I think he's really started to buy into what Emery's trying to sell. He's working hard. He's lacking probably goals and assists to what he should have. But he looks like a threat and he looks good on the ball. And I think we can all say that a fit, focused Jadon Sancho is a problem. Like he can cause teams problems. He's a very, very good technical football player. So I'm hoping he comes into Wednesday night with like an absolute point to prove for Chelsea. I know it's more against Man United, but obviously Chelsea didn't want him and didn't. They could have bought him and they didn't, and so maybe he's got a little bit of a thing there. Obviously, Rodgers and the Palmer comparison is always going to be there. They're both very, very good players. I think Rodgers has obviously been on form this year more than Palmer, but Palmer does like Villa Park. I think last couple of times I've seen him play at Villa Park, he's caused us so many problems. I love his movement, mate. I think he's a wonderful footballer, Cole Palmer, similar to Rodgers. So that's going to be the battle of them two in that midfield. And then Barkley is coming back from injury, but he came on against Leeds in that kind of number 10 role, and I thought he was excellent. Like he's again technically very good to play in that number 10, to move the ball a little bit quicker, can pick a pass, can shoot as well, and that's something we haven't done. And then if by the grace of God Tammy Abraham does not start and Ollie Watkins is on that team sheet, I swear on my kids' lives, man, I
think the crowd will mate, if he's on there, I think there'll be boos from the start. I think the crowd
there cannot be any justification for the form that Ollie Watkins is for him to start this game if we've got any hope of winning it. If that is the case, mate, I think you win this game comfortably, because I just don't see us having anything up front with his current form. He looks void of any confidence, any decision-making ability. Like he just looks like he doesn't want to be there. And Villa fans will come at me and say, "Yeah, but he works the system." And I'm so bored of that kind of like answer. Okay, brilliant, but he scored 8 goals in 50-odd games. He's got 1 assist in 12. Like what? So if he's working the system, it's not working anymore because we're not scoring goals from midfield, because for whatever reason, in that final third, we've tried to get to the byline and cut the ball back. Whereas when we went on that 11-game winning run, we were playing in and around the edge of the area and creating space at the edge of the area for people to shoot. And when we do that now, we're not shooting. We're looking to play an extra pass to get to the byline and try and cut it back. In which case, when Watkins plays, he's making no fucking... He'll run to the near post when the ball gets played to the back post. He runs to the far post when it gets to... And I'm like, mate, what are you doing it on purpose? Are you trying to wind me up because it's working? And this is the thing. My biggest frustration is, and I said this on the weekly thought show, is that when at Villa Park, I watch Ollie Watkins more than anybody because I want him to do well. I'm like, okay, so what's the difference? Last week, I sat down and watched all his goals from 23-24, where he got 31 goal involvements. And the difference between that and now is night and day. Like, he's not making the same runs. He's not doing the same, finishing. It's almost like he's lost a yard of pace where he's too scared to shoot. Whereas in 23-24, he'd knock the ball past the defender and get a shot away. Now he wants an extra touch, by which point he's just getting clattered or losing the ball or he's going with his wrong foot. And it's these little fine details that are ultimately costing him. And I don't understand why Emery's going, I'm just going to keep persevering with him. It's like he wants to play him into form, but how long are you going to give him? Are you going to give him to the end of the season where we end up out of the Champions League and not in the Europa League? Like, come on, we've got a squad, right? And you're supposed to utilise that squad. So we've seen players come and go. Daniel Marlon in and out, like, you know, seven goals in 11 starts, but no, that doesn't seem to be good enough. Right? You've got Tammy, who's only had 3 starts, but looks 10 times more lively than Watkins does up front. You know, he's got a couple of goals in the games that he's played, and you go, why aren't we giving him a start? Let's give him a run of games. And I think at this point, Ollie needs to be taken out of the firing line just to give him a bit of a reset. But I've got a horrible feeling that I'm going to turn up to Villa Park on Wednesday night, and the team sheet's going to come out, and it'll be the same fucking starting 11 that was on fucking Wolves, and I'm just going to go, oh, for fuck's sake, right? And we'll be talking about how Chelsea have hammered us 4-0 and fucking that's it. We lose to Man United and the wheels come up. No, look, I think this is just how big these next 4 games are for us, because if we can get something from Wednesday night, you know, and something from Old Trafford in a couple of weeks' time, and stay in the Europa League, our season is fully on. But it could. I'm just very aware that these next 4 games, it could be all over for us, and we're just kind of preparing then to try and numb the pain of getting rid of the players that we want to keep or need to keep if we're going to progress. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Well, so he asked for his team prediction, and we got the usual Ollie Watkins. Rant. There has to be at least once in every podcast that Gary goes off on Ollie Watkins.
Mate, it's PTSD though. It's like it's 2 seasons of getting to that point where I'm talking about it and go, okay, he's going to do it again, isn't he? He's going to have to.
I don't understand why he's still playing, but we shall see. Right, onto our score predictions, the final bit of the show. Gary, I'm thinking about doing something a bit different here. Right?
Okay.
Since we're joined,
yeah,
you're going to be the away score, and I'm going to be the home score. Right?
This is the away score, right? This is the away score.
Yeah. So you're not going to choose what Villa do.
So no, that's what Chelsea are going to do.
Yeah, you're the Chelsea goal. Okay, right. Okay, so we'll do our prediction first, Craig, and then what you've got to remember is your right hand is home, which is Villa. So can you hold up your hand that you believe is home? That is correct. Right, okay. So that's Villa, and the other one is Chelsea, because people have this mirror thing, and then they do it the wrong way, and I'm like, oh, this is really right. Okay, so Gary, I'll do home, so I'll do Villa.
Okay.
Chelsea, right? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, 1-1.
I'm going 1-1.
I can't see us scoring more than 1 goal, personally. No. With the way that we're playing in the minute, I can't see it. Unless Tammy starts up front and we just get at him early and we're absolutely bombarding them. We get a goal in like the first 20 minutes, which, by the way, can't remember the last time we did that. Like, we always go behind in games. So it'd be brilliant for us to get an early goal. But yeah, I just have a feeling 1-1.
Well, look, right. I think my worry is if Chelsea score first, that Villa Park's going to go very solid and very toxic very quickly. So I'm hoping that we can at least score first. But there you go.
I agree. Right, Craig, what are you thinking? Oh, he's gone for the Desmond. Honestly,
for the Desmond.
People that have gone for a Desmond in their matches against us recently, and they're always wrong because we end up losing.
Well, I hope so.
Craig's being kind. Craig's being kind to us.
Genuinely not. This is charity Chelsea. That's what we're called. So for example, Watkins, if he comes on or if he starts, don't worry, because you can have a player who's not scored in 2 years and they'll come on and play against Chelsea and they'll score. So don't worry about it.
Well, look, Watkins.
I mean, obviously, I want him to have a good game, but I kind of don't want him to, because if he comes on and scores, that means he's going to be playing the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if Tammy starts, scores, I still don't think he'll play the next game. So
exactly. So it doesn't matter. Like, I think Watkins has done well against Chelsea in the last couple of seasons. He has. He's had some joy. So if that's the case, I'm all for it. But like, if he starts and plays like he did against Wolves, mate, he didn't do a thing for 85 minutes. He didn't do a thing, and that was against one of the poorest Wolves sides I've seen, and we made them look like prime Barcelona in the second half. And I was like, what am I watching here? So what I worry about is if Chelsea come out the blocks flying and you press us high, I just don't see us getting started. We haven't done that in the last 3 games. We've just really struggled to get any kind of ebb and flow going. And if you score first, I'm worried that Villa Park will turn very toxic, because it's getting to that point where there's a big section of our fan base that I feel are a bit entitled in terms of where we've been, and obviously we've been in third position for such a long time. The 11-game winning streak, it was all going well. We were in a title challenge, and now people are just expecting us to finish in the Champions League places, and that's kind of not where our squad's at. And I think being realistic, we need to kind of give our heads a wobble and go, look, if we can finish in the top 5, that's a fucking amazing achievement. I think most of us said if we finish in the top half this season and could win the Champions League, that would be a brilliant kind of season. So we're overachieving, right? If we can win this game, it's Europa League. I'm still dreaming of the Champions League, mate. I'm still in last season mode. Do you know what I mean? I keep doing it.
You've done it so much recently.
I've done it so many times. It's because that's where I want us to be. Again, reading this book behind me, like Rise of the Villains, it's all. Unai Emery talks about building legacy and about getting us back to a place where we're competing for the Champions League year in, year out. And if we don't get that this year, I just feel like that gets a little bit further away, and we've got to start rebuilding again. So this game is massive. It's huge, and I'm just kind of like, oh God, and it just feels like I'm saying that every game. So I'm going into it always excited because I do, but part of me is just going, fucking hell, our season could be over if we lose this game. And Chelsea looking at attacking threat, fuck.
Yeah. Well, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Craig, for joining us for that. It's been, as always, it's always great to have you on. Unfortunately, it is only twice a season unless we draw you in the cup. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed from our side that we're celebrating a nice 3 points against you a lot tomorrow night. Enjoy the game though. Enjoy a safe travels to Villa Park, a safe travels back as well. Did anyone see, by the way, speaking of away fans, did anyone see the state of the City ground after Fenerbahce visited?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God. The seats to shreds. Horrendous.
Right, let's not judge because don't want to get on my high horse or anything because people judge me for that. But maybe that Nottingham Forest had employed some Turkish builders to come in and just remodel their away end, right? And they did it during the game. Maybe that was it. Like, let's be positive. Let's say that they just weren't ripped out for pure anger. That Fenerbahce fans have done Forest a favour, and those seats have been wonderfully replaced with new ones at a cheap, affordable cost.
That's crazy.
It could have been worse because the last time I was in the away end of the City ground, Bonnie Blue was actually in there. So, careful what you wish.
Oh, my God. That's why they've had to get rid of the seats, mate.
I hope they had a deep clean.
Oh, God, yeah. Is that why? No, I'm not going to say that. No, that's not.
No, yeah, there's a fine line here, mate. There's a fine line. We pushed that line, but this is definitely probably beyond that line. Right.
Mate, the filter kicked in at the right time, then it just went.
Well done. I was kind of like boring holes in you with my eyes. Right. Anyway,
I totally respect what Bonnie Blue's doing. Fair play to her.
Thank you so much again. Obviously, if you are new here and you've managed to sit through this 52 minutes, which is an epic opposition preview. But if you are still here, please do hit that subscribe button. Do hit the like. Let us know what you think down in the comments as well. Is this going to be a difficult game? Are we going to turn it round? Is this going to be the turning point for our season where we really kick on and try to cement those Champions League spots? Once again, Craig, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, cheers, Craig, mate. Pleasure
Gary,
as always.
Give us your thoughts and keep it short.
Yeah, mate, we just need to win the game. That's it. That's what, I know we predicted 1-1. But in all honesty, it's a must-win game. But I'd take a point. But if we can win it, then the season's back on for me. It means we can push on and hopefully finish in that top 5, which should be the goal from where we've been. So, yeah, let's hope we can do that. And as always, every week we follow the boys in Claret and Blue. Peace, boys. Yeah. Take it easy.